Hi, I'm Patrick IE and I'm here on behalf of the South Bless Community Channel. Right now we're here outside the Mshed, which is still under construction. This place is actually going to be a museum of ideas and innovation. And as part of that, we've been invited down to come and have a look at some new innovative technologies which may or may not go down in history. So I've just been given an iPhone, which has got an application on it called the Calvium player, and we're going to find out exactly what this does. So I've just been given an iPhone and we've downloaded the Calvium app, and in order for this game to start we've got to go all the way over to the new doors of the Mshed. So we're going to head over there and find out what this game is all about. Okay, so something's just happened. We've just had this text come up on the screen of the iPhone. It says, "Can you make it from poor journeyman to the mayor of Bristol, all in the next 60 minutes? The streets and alleyways of the 19th century Bristol hold the promise of wealth and social advancement. All you have to do is find the opportunities and avoid the pitfalls." The map, which is just about to come up, is going to show you where you can find things. Move around the map by moving around contemporary Bristol. There are good things and bad. Some of these things are people, artifacts. Good things add to your wealth, respectability and position. Bad things or people take away from your status. Avoid these. Okay, let's go. There you go. You've picked up your first object. This is a good item. You'll see how your respectability score has gone up. Okay, click to return to the map and keep walking and see if you can find the next item. So on this contemporary map of Old Bristol, we can see that there are some green dots and some red dots. We're assuming that the green ones are good and the red ones are bad, so we're just going to see if we can try and get as many green ones without getting any reds. Okay, so we've just bumped into a red dot, which was obviously something bad. It says we bumped into the constable who thinks we've been stealing. This is a bad thing. See how our score has gone down. Objects or people like these are bad news, so steer well clear. Remember, the little figure on the map goes where you go. You move it on the map by moving through the real world. Alright, so let's try and avoid things like the constable. You see this? That's worth nothing. A navigator's dividers, useful if you're a sailor. I have no idea what this is, and the scrap market is flat. Still, I don't know what game I'm playing right now. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what's happened is that I have tried to cross the bridge in real life, but since this game is based in, in Bristol, before this bridge was here, it's shown that I've actually gone into the water, and it's told me that, obviously that's a bad thing. So we're going to see if we can pay more attention to the map, as well as our surroundings, and see if we can make sure that we get more green and positive things and not any red things or get any splashing in the water, because that's obviously going to get us in trouble with the constable again. There we go, absolutely fantastic. So now we've actually made some progress with our status. We've actually found some money instead of being caught by the cops or the constable. It says, "Well done, by hook or by crook, you found yourself a small fortune. Now here's the idea, get the money to Pipe Lane without being stopped by the constables, and you can buy a lease on a lodging house. The house we have in mind is now visible on the map." Interesting. So now, we can already tell that the game is actually getting a bit more interactive, a bit more exciting, a bit more interesting. And now we're actually getting some more challenges, and it's becoming more interactive, which is pretty cool. So it looks like I found myself a nice little lady. She says, "With a reputation like yours, sir, I thank you. I thank you to keep your distance." Okay, so unfortunately I've just had all my money taken by a thief. The application still has a couple of kinks to work out. Obviously it's using satellites, so what's actually happened is that it's geotagged us in a location which is across from here, but unfortunately, because there's a red dot over there, it's saying that we've now lost 30 respect points, even though we're actually in the right location. So the premise is really good, but it still works on the premise of trying to use satellites to say where you are, and if those satellites say you're in the wrong place, then you unfortunately going to get hit by a thief. So it turns out we were in the right location and the map was telling me the truth, and unfortunately I didn't avoid the red dot, and that's why I got my money taken away from me. And so we're on Park Street now, and we're going to try and accurately follow the map. Yeah, it seems as if internal positioning system nil, global positioning satellites 1.
Hi, I'm Jo Reed. I'm the Creative Director of Calvium Limited, and I'm one of 5 founders of the company. We all came out of HP Laboratories, and now we're running our own company based here at the Pervasive Media Studio. And we're developing a set of tools for which designers should be able to use themselves to create kind of iPhone apps or Android apps. So the project I want to talk about is one that's been funded by the Technology Strategy Board. So they've really kind of funded us to develop this platform, and we've got 3 main projects to demonstrate what it could do and help us develop it and make it really good for people. So the first of those projects I did with the Tower of London, and that was a really nice collaboration because the curators at the Tower of London know what they want to do. They know all about the rich history of the place, and they had kind of a prisoner's game that you help prisoners escape in the way that they did. And we'd actually run that as a collaborative trial with them in the past. And so with this project we were able to actually bring that together and develop an iPhone app, which is now available on the App Store for people to download, so that whenever they go to the Tower of London they can now play that. And all of that was developed using this Calvium platform. The second project that was quite interesting, that took quite a different slant, was one that we did in collaboration with Bristol Old Vic. So they were actually interested and saw a fantastic vision for trying to use place as a storage for memories. So I have a nice idea that, you know, especially now that the Old Vic is going through quite a lot of transformation, the old theatre's being pulled down and a new one's being brought up, that you could actually store and house people's memories in physical space around the theatre, so that your recollections of what the Old Vic was like when you went there as a child or whatever could just be recorded and held in place. So if you like, the experience that they wanted was to allow people to be able to go in, wander around and walk through a sea of memories and tune into the ones that were interesting to them, so that they could see through the eyes of the people who'd been there what it was like to experience Bristol Old Vic. So then the third project that came under this Technology Strategy Board is one with the Bristol Museum, and I believe that you've just tried out that experience. And so that's going to be really cool. That's something that people should be able to play around the dock fronts and coincide with the museum relaunching and opening. And it kind of extends the footprint of the museum, so that people again can use their iPhones to download this app and play a game that's played out throughout the streets of Bristol, but also connects with and relates to things within the museum and so on. And there, that project, again, using the same Calvium platform, we brought in, the Pervasive Media Studio brought in Slingshot to develop and design that game.
Okay, so I'm Simon from a company called Slingshot. We make pervasive games, street games for cities and people. Okay, so Slingshot are a Bristol-based company where we specialise in pervasive games, street games, and we've come out of the Pervasive Media Studio. We started there about 3 years ago. We run a festival called IGFest, the Interesting Games Festival, and we now take our games internationally. So we're based just down by St Nick's Market, and yeah, travel internationally with these games. We've been making a game for Mshed, which is a game called Fortunes, which is a located game, pervasive game that is designed to take people out of the museum and experience history in a slightly different way. So Mshed wanted something which was quite new for a museum, I think quite challenging for them to send people out into the city in this away from their collection. So it's been quite exciting, this project, and we've developed a game which is called Fortunes. And Fortunes is it's like a GPS game that takes you across Bristol, and you discover the city from about 1830 to about 1900 through a historic map and a collection of strange finds that you pick up along the way.
So we've just been through a historical walk around Bristol, and now we're back here at the Mshed. But whether or not this technology will find its place in history, only time will tell. I'm Patrick, and this is Southwest Community Channel.